Welcome to Be Feminine, the psychology channel where desire meets depth. Let's decode what really works for mature men when it comes to irresistible attraction. You see, younger men often try too hard. They chase, they impress, they overdo it. But older men, they've seen enough of life to know that less is more. That confidence isn't loud, it's quiet. When you walk into a room calm, controlled, not competing for attention, you instantly stand out. When a mature man looks at a woman and sees through her mask, sees her as she is, it disarms her. It makes her feel safe, yet thrilled. You become a magnet because your energy speaks louder than any words. Older men who take their time, who don't rush intimacy, they build anticipation. They're not eager, they're not desperate, and that builds desire. They want presence. Older men who embrace their flaws with grace, who own their past, who carry emotional scars but don't lead with them, they become emotionally magnetic. That depth, that history, it tells her, you've lived, and you're not afraid to feel. When you sense she's nervous and you shift the conversation to something soft. When a man doesn't rush, when he waits for her signals, when he respects her timing, when he touches only when invited, he becomes unforgettable. Because now, she associates him with emotional safety and wild curiosity. A subtle compliment, a respectful gaze, a well-timed silence, these are powerful moves. Not the loud, attention-seeking kind, but quiet wit, dry humor, the kind that makes her laugh and then think, who is this man? Because when you can laugh at yourself truly, you become real. Because true attraction isn't loud, it's psychological. Until next time, stay irresistible, human, relatable. That kind of humor isn't a joke, it's a seduction. Because you're not reacting, you're choosing. And that self-control is intoxicating. When you pick up on her mood and adapt your tone, when you don't make it about you, you make it about understanding her. You leave her wanting more. You don't stay too long. You don't over-explain. You create space for her to think about you, to wonder, and that space, it turns into desire. Truly listen. They don't try to impress, they express. And that expression, that quiet power, it doesn't just attract women, it haunts them. When you're not waiting for your turn to talk, when you pause before replying, when your voice lowers instead of rising, that's the move. It creates a sense of mystery. Women feel like you're not just listening, you're decoding. That drives them wild because it makes her feel known. It doesn't demand attention, it earns it. And that, right there, is the first move that drives women wild. Women crave emotional security, a grounded presence, and a man who doesn't need validation. The move isn't something physical, it's psychological. It's how you hold eye contact, not with hunger, but with depth. It's how you listen. Here is what most men don't realize. It is not about being hot, it is about being felt. The move also lies in body language. When you lean in just slightly, not too close, when your shoulders are relaxed, your gestures minimal, you send a signal, I'm in control of myself. And that makes her curious. That makes her wonder what you're like behind closed doors. You know what else drives women crazy? Emotional intelligence. And here's the twist. Women don't want perfect. There's also a physical layer. The way you slow things down. What really drives her wild is when she realizes you're not after her body, you're after her soul. And that makes her want to give you both. Now let's go even deeper. Older men know how to communicate without chasing. And let's not forget humor. And finally, the most powerful move of all, you disappear at the right time. This is what older men do differently. They move with intention. They touch minds before they ever touch skin. If this moved you, you know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe to Be Feminine.